After the festivals in the flower capital, someone says, "Hang in there, Raizo. Don't die, Shinobu-san. What terrifying sorcery. We may find it hard to admit, but that man had a point. Kaido's presence did keep other threats at bay. He was a tremendous deterrent." Kinemon then says, "Forgive me. I should not have been in Kuri when all this happened. I was completely oblivious." Cat Viper says, "Don't sweat it. We were able to avoid more casualties thanks to Momonosuke-sama's bravery. How is Otsuru-san anyway?" Kinemon said, "Well, Okobore town itself was reduced to ashes, and Tsuru suffered a nasty burn to the face, but I'm just thankful that she managed to survive." He seems happy and continues, "But wow, even after 20 years, Tsuru is as gorgeous as ever." Duke says, "Enough already, even puppy love isn't this sappy." Cat Viper laughs. Raizo was lying and saying that he wished to be popular, but Raizo says, "You just focus on your recovery, Raizo." Carrot says, "Duke, boss, you summoned me? What's up?" Duke says, "You are here, Carrot. You will be the next ruler of the Mokomo dukedom." She replies in a hurry, "Me, ruler? Sure, no problem." But then she realizes and in shock says, "Wait, ruler? No way. I can't possibly take charge." Duke says, "The cat and I have decided to stay in Wano to serve as Kazuki retainers and protect Momonosuke-sama." Cat Viper says, "You have grown very dependable after your adventures with Luffy and the others. You definitely got what it takes to lead the next generation." She replies, "But some of the others are way stronger than me." Suddenly, others appear and say, "True enough. That's why you can trust us to protect the country for you." Wanda says, "I'll be by your side too, Carrot. The Dukes chose wisely. Pedro's will lives on more in you than it does in anyone else." Carrot remembers Pedro's words. "Yeah, we leave Zoo to you youngsters." Before we proceed, I'd like to mention that I've been working on this video for a solid 4 hours. I believe that after putting in so much effort, I deserve your support in the form of subscribing to the channel. The scene shifts, and Momo says in shock, "You are our grandpa?" Sukiyaki replies, "Yes, Odin was my son. Sorry, I am so sorry. I am in your debt. You truly are the spitting image of your father." Momo says, "Grandpa, after losing our parents, it means a lot to find out that we still have family." Sukiyaki says, "So I take it the rest of you really did know about me." Kawamatsu replies, "Wearing a Tengu mask outside of a festival is odd, so we knew you were no ordinary swordsmith." He replies, "Forgive me for putting you in that position." Kinemon is shocked and mumbles, "He was Sukiyaki-sama all along?" "My lord, what a shock. Still, I'm glad he is well." Sukiyaki says, "There may be some things I can shed light on that all an old codger like me is good for anyway. When that's done, I implore you to let me live anonymously among the people in this era you have ushered in." Kinemon says, "Absolutely. Just knowing you are alive out there is a great comfort for us." The scene changes, and Frankie is shocked and says, "What? Pluton is in this country?" Robin replies, "Yes, I didn't get the chance to see it myself, but there's no mistaking it." Frankie says, "So it really exists?" Luffy says, "Didn't you torch the blueprints for that thing, Frankie?" Frankie replies, "Yeah, Pluton. It's an ancient weapon named after a god. You want it, Luffy?" He replies, "Nah, I am good." Frankie says, "I thought you would say that. Still, I can't help but wonder why would Odin want to unleash it." As they are talking, Tama enters and says, Big bro, I am gonna be Shinobu's apprentice. Think I can get strong enough to join your crew next time we meet?" Luffy smiles and replies, "Sure, if you keep up on your ninjutsu." A few days later in Wano, someone says, "My lord, we have finished the restoration plans for all the various villages. The necessary funds have also been calculated." Momo looks down at the people. Everyone was happy and enjoying, and Momo leaves the place thinking something. People there try to stop him, but he leaves. He enters a room with joy and says, "Hey, Zoro, can you teach me some sword moves?" But the room was empty, and no one was present. He gets confused and runs and says, "Nami? Usopp? Sanji? Chopper?" He tries to find all of them and searches for different places for Robin and Frankie, then moves and searches for Jinbei and Brook. At last he tries to find Yamato, but he couldn't. He asks Hiyori, "Have you seen Luffy and the gang?" She replies, They all left earlier, right? Everyone came to say farewell this morning. Momo is shocked and thinks, "What?" But no one said anything to me. Suddenly, Kinemon enters. Momo says, "Kinemon, Luffy, and the rest have..." Kinemon says, "I just found out myself. They said their goodbyes to Denjiro and the others. Why leave us out?" The scene shifts to Udon Tokaj Port, where Worst Generation Trio was fighting. Law says, "Just pick a different day to leave, Straw Hat. Our alliance has run its course. We are rivals again." Luffy replies, "No way. We have already decided to set sail today." Captain Kidd says, "Let's at least pick different routes if we are all leaving now. The islands our log pose is locked onto are in 3 different directions, northeast, east, and southeast." Luffy and Captain Kidd fight over going to the Middle East, while Law chooses northeast and says, "Guess I am set. Northeast is the most direct route." Luffy and Captain Kidd are shocked, and Law continues, "Did you two just randomly pick the middle one? How childish." Meanwhile, Kidd laughs and Luffy, in shock, says, "No, I lost the draw. Sorry, guys." Usopp yells, "Who cares? They are all dangerous. Get over here and help us load the cargo, Luffy." Luffy, in rage, says to Captain Kidd, "I am the Emperor. I should be the best at drawing lots." Captain Kidd replies, "What was that? You cocky emperors are an eyesore, but the one that pisses me off the most is this guy." Then Captain Kidd shows them the new poster of the Cross Guild, in which the greatest swordsman, Mihawk, and ex-warlord Sir Crocodile are working together under their captain Buggy, the bombastic clown. Luffy gets shocked and says, "Crocodile and Hawkeye, they are working under Buggy?" Zoro is also shocked and says, "I can't imagine Hawkeye doing that." Law says, "If he is capable of commanding men like this, then he is definitely a worthy new emperor." Luffy says, "Trust me, he is just a moron. What the heck happened?" Captain Kidd says, "Whatever it was, it seems this Cross Guild of his is issuing bounties on Marines. Now those Navy dogs have to watch their backs too. The hunters have become the hunted. Sounds like the world really changed while we were in this isolated country. Everyone is done whining about their roots, right? Once we leave Wano, it's every man for himself. I don't want to hear any excuses." Suddenly, Trafalgar Law throws papers, and Kidd questions, "What the hell is this, Trafalgar?" Law replies, "It's a copy of the road poneglyph. You earned it too. It wouldn't be sporting to keep it from you." Killer says, "So Kaido did have one." Kidd adds, "It's like the one we forced that Big Mom commander to hand over." Killer says, "If we want to stay ahead in the scramble for the One Piece, we gotta get serious about that guy." Kidd says, "You want to go after the man marked by flames? But we have got no leads." Luffy is confused and says, "Marked by the flames? What are you talking about?" Law is silent, and Robin is also shocked. Kidd laughs and says, "You don't know? I guess we are a step ahead of you." Luffy says, "Come on, spill it already." The scene shifts to the flower capital where Momo says, "Are you gone too, Yamato?" Yamato replies, "Not yet, Momo." Kinemon says, "Are you on the roof as usual?" Yamato says, "Yeah, I have made up my mind. I'm about to head over to Luffy and the gang. It's finally time for me to live like Odin did." And the chapter ends. Before we proceed, I'd like to mention that I've been working on this video for a solid 4 hours. I believe that after putting in so much effort, I deserve your support in the form of subscribing to the channel.